The governor only beat the worst Democratic candidate for governor in the history of Texas and probably every other state by 13 points.
And the positive thing is that we got here and they need out reelects. And their voters are education-centric voters.
In your lifetime or mine?
Yes.
How soon?
In your lifetime or mine?
No.
And innovation in her position as chairman at the Railroad Commission. It's her team.
So you're wondering why I'm here. I'm going to talk to you about railroad chairmanship round 2. And so what we really do is oil and gas. We are the oil and gas regulator for the entire state. Today we're producing in the state 3.5 million barrels of oil, which is about a third of the country's oil. 22 BCF of natural gas, which is a fourth of the country's natural gas, is all coming out of Texas. Plus people, if anybody knows somebody looking for a job, please tell them to look and we would like to hire them. You're going to use some of it. But if they choose not to use it, then it'll be at 15 billion this time in 2 years. That's huge growth. That's bigger than some states' budgets, by the way, when you get to some smaller states. So we've got a lot of money sitting in there, industry's paying for it. Last year, the industry put in all the taxes and mineral payments they paid last year, $14 billion with a B into this state.
In the Texas vernacular, woodworking, playing acoustic guitar, cooking extraordinary original food, and he will share some of those recipes with us. Building fine custom finishing fishing rods and fishing, especially fly fishing. Gary Muller.
Except for transcendence at the top, that was not there. We've added that in latter years. But if you look at every one of those, down here at the basis, you've got, the whole idea of physiological food, water, shelter. You provide shelter, you provide a lot of that. His theory is that in Texas, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, and Austin, act as one huge megalopolis. They really don't compete with each other. They're actually complementary. Texas is a free market state and allowed the free market to exercise itself and go out and meet the demand when the demand was there. So when the demand pulled back, what did they do? Shut back on production. Well, the largest home builders have friends in that company. They laid off 67% of their workforce. Questions? I'll put you to sleep. Yeah.
How does owner finance
Owner financing. That's a great question. Don't know. We're getting ready to acquire. I just talked to the guy on my phone coming over here. We're trying to get the legal bills to get it through at the university to provide a lot of performance data package for Logic, and also acquire their loan portfolio data that we look at some of those issues. I don't think they'll be picking up owner financing because I don't know who tracks that really.
notes? He has been a leader and an innovator in the note business for over 30 years. Eddie?
We really do have a voice, and we really do represent an organization that helps people with owning properties they otherwise couldn't own it. And that's clearly the messaging that we're going to have to convey when we're out dealing with the people that pass these laws. So, in that process, we came together last year and we said we need to have a meeting in Austin. We need to be able to come to Austin because we need people that are in the agencies. We need lawmakers, we need their staff. We need people that are responsible for regulating our industry to get to see us in the eyeballs. And we found a great value in being able to come.
I'd like to introduce Marco Longoria. Marco spoke at the Symposium last year. Marco is an attorney. He advises and counsels clients on a broad range of complex tax issues. His practice focuses on federal, state, local tax planning under 40. I'd like to welcome Marco Longoria.
Now, in an effort to kind of reduce the disparity between the 37% top tax rate for individuals and the flat 21% tax rate for corporations, Congress came up with a 20% pass-through deduction, which will apply to certain income from partnerships, S corporations, and sole proprietorships. And throughout my presentation today, whenever I refer to partnerships, I'm also referring to limited liability companies, which accept the default classification to be taxed as partnerships. Okay, next topic, the business interest expense limitation. And so, if we had some mood lighting in here, this is where we'd turn the lights down a little bit and play some ominous music. Because this one here has the potential to cause a lot of headaches for certain businesses. And for the most part, it looks like right on time here. That's all I have for today. I appreciate you guys having me out. I always enjoy coming up here to Austin and seeing everybody. I'll be around for a little bit after this presentation if you want to ask me any questions, or I'll also leave my cards on the desk outside. If you want to pick up a card, you can contact me anytime if you ever have any sort of tax questions. And that's all I got.
He had just received our 8th straight Site Selection Magazine Governor's Cup. Not bad, pretty good run. CNBC recently named Texas the best place in America for business for the 14th straight year. We'll save Brent for later. Let me now turn it over to Dub Sutherland. All yours.
There's kind of a broad map. I'm not going to go through these stats. I'm going to keep it short. Here's a map of Texas Opportunity Zones generally. And also, as Marco said, there are a number of websites you can go to. CDFI, Community Development Financial Institutions Fund, which is a division of Treasury. They have a map. EIG, Economic Innovation Group, they were some of the folks that were behind the legislation. They have one. Also, Novogradac, they're a tax credit CPA firm and also a real estate firm. We use them a lot for modeling, use them on historic tax credit, financial modeling actually as well. They have Opportunity Zone maps. And all the way, if you wanted to, until 2047, and any appreciation in that investment from that capital gain portion that you invested would grow tax-free. So qualified opportunity funds, this is going to be a little bit in the weeds.
Now, a great pleasure to introduce Haley Wilcox. Haley is a historic preservation consultant specializing in historic tax credits. She's a partner at OG, an Austin-based consulting firm, founded in 2015. She's worked on around 100 projects in 27 states, from small Main Street commercial buildings to $50 million historic hotels, and has helped her clients obtain millions in historic tax credits.
Thank you. This is also going to be a very quick, down and dirty overview of tax credits. How many of you have heard of tax credits before? Historic tax credits? So in Texas we have the Federal Historic Rehabilitation Tax Credit Program and the Texas Historic Preservation Tax Credit Program. So I put it up side by side here. They're designed to be used together, and they're pretty similar except in a few key ways that I'll point out. So with the federal credit, that's going to be a federal income tax credit for reusing it. So here's just an example project. This is a little relatively small commercial building in Elgin, which is very quickly becoming a suburb of Austin at this point. Our client spent $400,000 and $375,000 of that was QRE. And since it's a relatively small amount, he is just keeping the federal credit and then placing the state and selling the state credit.